Okay, so here I am down at the Dreel Halls today. I tell you what, I've just been taken around by Christine. I've got Sophie here just now. Hello Sophie, how are you? And Sophie's going to come round with me as well and tell me all about the place but I'm gonna bear with me. I'm going to try and get round here. For people that can't get a chance to get to the top of that tower, which is way up there, right there, the top of that tower, we're going to go up there and we're going to go walk around. So you're going to get a golden opportunity to see there, even though you can't get up there. So just bear with me and I'll take you on the tour, and Sophie and I will talk about this all the time and tell you all about the Dreel Halls itself. For people that have never been here, this is on your doorstep. It's a fantastic place. I've been passing it all the time in the car and thinking to myself, I need to go in, I need to go in, I need to go in. And finally we've gone in. Okay, let me take you, for anybody that wants to know, 16th century, yeah, early 16th century this was built, or restored or built or whatever. It's over the years it's been had modifications to it, but most of the history is here, as well as down here you also have, this is where St Adrian's Place is actually named after. So we've got St Adrian, so this is traditionally says once contained the relics of St Adrian. This apparently came all the way overseas or something like that. So let me walk you around and show you the building. So we're not going to get much in here, but this is the original stone, isn't it, Sophie? In here, so original stone where the original church boundary used to be all the way around here until over the years it was restored and then it was moved in a bit and stuff like that. But this was the original graveyard as well, wasn't it? Yep, okay. And it overlooks towards the harbour. And then you've got the old smugglers over there. We all know about the smugglers and the history of that. Maybe talk about that another day. And then this here could be restored. We'll go into the lower hall, but this is a window, it's above the ceiling, and it could actually be restored to a beautiful stained glass window, a round stained glass window there, and they're working on that just now. And as we walked further round, there's been some changes over the years as well. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Jeez. And then we come on, did I mention it's next to the Fife Coastal Path? I always say that, don't worry. And this was made out, so this is the tea room in here. And this is a wee patio area where everybody to sit, so this was made later on. And there's a possibility that a small extension might come out here as well. But that's to follow. Let me walk round as well and get out this this is the Commonwealth war grave here, that's what that is, if anybody knows. Right along the outside of the building along here, and go right along the front. We all know about the front, this is all the main thoroughfare where the cars come through. As we walk round, surprisingly quite quiet inside, considering it's next to the main road. But what I love about this when we first come in, there's lots of information on here. Community cinemas here as well, if you want to know any more. There's a link in this post actually to the Dreel Hall, so click on it if you get a chance, if you want to know more. But this was obviously put in early 1900s, late 1800s, because this is quite traditional to a lot of houses that were built at that point in time. But what I love about this is the feature in here, as we go all the way around. And it was kept like this, so you could see it was what it was like originally. This probably wouldn't have been here. This was to put a facing on there after all this was built. Probably later on in the years. But beautiful entrance as it comes in. And as we come into the main hall, now this is the lower hall, isn't it, Sophie? Yeah? And this is where the community cinema goes. Community cinema down here, how often is it?
So it's once every month.
Perfect, okay, once a month. Shown some films like, I'm sure I saw Kung Fu Panda at some point in time in here.
Well, they do everything from, they did Meet Me in St. Louis, so that's a really old film in black and white, but then they also did a showing of Barbie, which is obviously much more recent.
Oh, perfect, okay. And this is the ceiling that's been lowered over the years, but right at the very end, which is effectively up there, that's where that big round window is outside.
Yes.
It could be resurrected and, excuse the pun, resurrected in a church at this point in time to have a beautiful stained glass window. But nice hall, isn't it? Lovely. And what I like about it is this feature arch. So we've got this feature arch. So this was recently taken back to show this arch.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you've got these bits about just near the stonemason's mark that you can just see in there. When do you think that would have been done?
Ages and ages ago.
Ages ago, yeah, more than likely. Well, mind you, it would be, wouldn't it? Because this has been here for hundreds of years, I suppose. But beautifully restored, isn't it? Okay, let's go upstairs and let's follow on the journey. So as we come in the main front door, off to my left-hand side, we're into, this is the tea room.
So it's the kitchen. That's where we store all of our china for our coffee mornings.
Yep. Are you taking donations for China?
Yes.
Because it looks like there's a mishmash. I'm get a lot of houses with all this stuff in it, actually. But a good sized space, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's Christine. Hello, Christine.
Hi.
And just lockable cabinets. There's that bit, the terrace that we went out to round there. So you can get out to that terrace for when the sun's out and they can put table and chairs out there. Yeah, perfect. And then we'll walk through, we'll go further through. Toilets downstairs for anybody, that's that fire exit out to the side, but there's toilets down here for people. This is where we start to get to stairs. Now this is why they talked about maybe the extension at the back, to possibly get an elevator in so you can get up to the first floor here. As we walk up, off to my side, a couple of toilets again up here, and then this is the upper hall.
Yes.
Do you want to go through? So, upper hall. Nice big space again. And then you've got the traditional style windows with the shutters. Now, some of this building's actually grade A, and then there's grade C listed, is that right?
Yes.
Is it the clock tower it's grade A?
I believe so.
Yeah. And then what is this? This is the...
So it's the Wester Anstruther coat of arms.
Ah, Wester Anstruther. And these fish in the middle, we had a discussion about this. What are they?
Yeah, so they're the red fish because the local fishermen are superstitious about saying salmon.
Yeah, okay. We don't talk about salmon. We just talk about red fish. Absolutely. So Wester Anstruther. Okay, and then you see traditional like picture rails and that around here as well, and the cornice and the way it's all brought into the ceiling. Nice solid wood floor, and this is where it gets historic, isn't it? As we walk in here and the lights come on. So for anybody that can't get up here, here's your chance to see what it's like up in this tower. So this stonework, as we walk through, old, very old door. That looks like it. It could be on a castle quite easily. But this is what it's like in here as well. See all that beautiful stonework all the way through. Now you could tell me a bit more about this wood and rafters and the significance of this.
So we sent away some of the original timber for dendrochronological analysis, which is when you study wood to find out where it came from and when the tree that was cut down. And we found that the wood was felled late summer 1507 to spring 1508 in Norway. And there was no sign it had been used anywhere else before it came here, so it's kind of our proof this was built early 1500s.
Yeah, early 1500s, 16th century. And you could see the timber lintel over the door as well. Wow. I was joking at some point in time. Somebody thought, I better just, look, I've got a bit that could fit in there. Because it is like Lego, effectively. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I've got a bit that could fit in there and a bit that could fit in here. And this could have been, at one point, maybe an oven of some sort.
Yeah, fireplace, anything.
And there's a thought about maybe opening that up, because that goes through there. So anybody that doesn't know, that goes through there into the actual ceiling. It's above the lower hall.
Yes.
And if that gets raised, that will possibly open up that bit at the front there. Therefore, you might be able to projector from here.
Yeah, for the cinema, all the sound and lighting could be.
Perfect. Yeah. Sound and lighting could be done from here as well. Beautiful, isn't it? And then we come into this beautiful stone staircase. Spiral all the way up. Now that goes down to that door at the side. We're nearly there to the tower, by the way, in the clock. But see, it goes all the way up. I'll just come back a bit, Sophie, so everybody can see that. How that goes up. See how they did that design in the beginning? And they have that, it goes right up there. And it's the same piece all the way around. And all they've done is just replicate it all the way around and all the way up. It's brilliant engineering. And as we go up, we're going up further and further up into here. Now, our first stage in the tower up here. We're nearly upstairs. Let's just go into here and the light will come on in a minute. Just below. So this is just below the clock tower, which is up there. And then what we find is this is the old pendulum, isn't it? Now, I don't think we'll be able to see any light. There you go, you've got a light. Perfect. Could you shine that in a bit more so people can see that? That's the old pendulum. It's no longer in use, is it?
No.
As we go all the way up, and that's what used to run the clock. And then that sits in all the way in here. We'd obviously need the space just for that pendulum, ultimately.
Yeah.
It's like a historic castle when you look at it, isn't it? Because it's something like Robert the Bruce. Effectively, you know, probably round about that time later on. So we go further up to the next floor, and again we've got an extension of this pendulum it's sat to power the clock. And this is where it's all closed off. Now this is windows, because the clock, I believe, used to be in here, didn't it?
Yeah, the bell used to hang in this room.
Yep, bell used to hang in this room, and that's why these, they're now covered up to stop pigeons getting in, were left open so the sound could travel right across the town itself, or the village. Now they've all been closed up. But it's a huge space inside, and let's go up and we'll have a look at the clock tower. And we've still got to get outside actually, so bear with me for anybody that wants to be taken on this journey. As the light comes on, can we open that door a bit, Sophie, and let some light in there? Let everybody see, because this is the mechanism for the clock itself. So this is the bell tower. So every time you hear the bell striking, this is what it's like inside. Now sadly, we're not at the right time for this, but we just heard it, and I did take a snippet, so I might be able to paste this into here and cut it into there, but this is the mechanism itself. The bell's sitting right here. You can see they've put new strapping to hold the bell, but they've left the original strapping on there as well, just of historic interest. But this was all restored and brought back to life originally 1868. Wow, and it's lasted that long. Now, this outside, what is this for? This is the clocks, isn't it?
Yeah, it connects to the clocks to make sure it's in sync with the bell mechanism, make sure all the clock faces are showing the same time.
Yeah. So you've got a clock face to the front of the building, which is there, out the door that we came in, and you've got one either side, over there and over there. And here we go, this is the best part. if that's not just as good, to be honest, but you get to see out here. So for anybody that's never seen up here, let me take you right round. What way will we go, Sophie?
I'd say that way.
Right, let's walk this way then. So for anybody that's not been up here ever and wants to see what the view's like from up here, here we are. So this is right across the town. Now you can see another church steeple over there with a clock face on it, and then we can see the Ware Academy and the old building there and the tower just over there as we zoom in, and it goes right across, and that is a couple of Largo Law, I think, over in the distance over there as we go all the way around. See, when I get to the front, I'll talk to you about how far the graveyard went, because a lot of the buildings at the front now are part of the original graveyard where it used to sit. But look at that view, right across to the harbour. This would be a nice house. It will never be though. There's no way this will ever be a house. This is historic interest. This has to be maintained like this. And we'll go all the way around, and then we see right out to the May aisle. You are just hiding right behind that tree, right there. And you come out across, you go, see across the North Berwick, and you see the Bash Rock over there. There's a surprise, me talking about the Bash Rock. And then North Berwick Law over there. As we go all the way around. And here as well, you can see the golf club down there and the golf course over there as well. Well, I'll zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in a bit, let people see that as we come round. for anybody that isn't able to get up here. I'll take my time and look by. If anybody else has got anybody want to share this with, please do. The Dreel Halls is very important to the community. And as we go over here next, let's climb over this one. And right over here, let's zoom back out. It's amazing getting to see down there. So as we come round here, there's one of the clock faces there. For anybody that doesn't know, hopefully I've seen that. You've seen that in there. But when you look right across, you see a way over there. You see the Dreel there as well. But apparently, Sophie, what we've been told is at some point in time, none of these buildings existed over there.
No, so this road wasn't here, and none of the houses were here as far as the Dreel Tavern, and that was all graveyard. It was all one massive graveyard that wrapped around the whole building.
So that means the road actually went down the side of the, or what was called a road, where basically a mud road, or a path, ran down the side of the Dreel Tavern, and you basically went through the river. Yeah. Yeah, and then you came up the other side, and you came out just at the bottom of the street at the end of the corner there at the bridge. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
So none of this was here before, and it was all just graveyard across to there. But that's hundreds of years ago, isn't it?
Centuries.
Yeah, centuries ago. Yeah, definitely. And as we come back along, here we are again, and then back into the top corner where we started, and then back into that bit over there. So, let me just recap and finish. I've put a link in this post to the Dreel Halls. Please take time to share with the community, share with everybody else you know, comment, like, and get onto the Dreel Halls page as well and find out what's going on in the community. I mean, most people will know what's going on in the community, but it's a beautiful building for anybody that's never been up here and it won't have a chance to get up here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tour overall. Now, one of the things I'll just finish up by saying, why am I here today? Well, we have managed to pay for the restoration or the fixing of the bell tower, so the clock works now, and it was just under £1,000. I could just say thanks to all the customers that use us, because that's allowed that to happen. The more people that use us, the more money we can give back to the community. It's as simple as that. So, thank you so much for your time, Sophie.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, and until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV. Bye-bye for now.